Hey everyone, I just wanted to come online and talk about what happened the other day at Congress. So basically, the general gist of it is that Trump supporters came in and stormed Congress and tried to stage a coup, and there's a lot of other details involved in the story, but I just want to touch on where I'm at with the whole thing, because basically what I'm seeing is that okay, so I gotta tell you, the other day my friend made this post on Facebook and they said, what aspect of yourself did you see play out in the drama the other day? And I thought about it, and I saw everybody's responses, and they were very different. And I posted, what I really saw in that was the death of my addiction to drama. And what I meant by that was that, obviously, this is just a reaction to being pulled out of power, and so it's a very dramatic act. And I wasn't really that interested in watching, it's like bad news. I don't really want to be taking in bad news anymore. I know that that's probably going to upset a few people. And I've spoken to a few other of my friends and clients and things that have come in and said, what their perspective is on the whole thing, and it's upset quite a few people for a variety of reasons. And I think that all of those perspectives and reasons and feelings are very valid, and everything that's going on is definitely something that needs to happen right now for whatever reason. I think that we'll find out in the future what that reason is. But for me, I'm in the spot of, I'm just holding compassion for these people and for everybody really who is dealing with some emotional upset from this, because this is something that obviously needed to come to the surface. It's something that we all needed to see and process in our own ways, and it gave us all something individually to transcend and individually to work through and figure out what our truth is in this situation. And all of our truths are valid. It might be hard to contain that right now, but how do I say this? It's kind of like there's a bigger theme to what's going on right now than what meets the eye. And I think when you take everyone's individual truths together, all of them are correct, but none of them is the grander scheme of what's going on. And I think what it is it's part of the ascension process. So when I said this is my death of my addiction to drama, I see that even being played out in the characters. It's Trump is a very dramatic character, and I'm seeing his drama being killed off, and that's what you're seeing, the reaction of that. Yeah. Well, and after everything that's happened in the last year, it's kind of almost not surprising that this is happening. It's a little scary because the implications of how it's handled in the aftermath could make things more challenging or less challenging, but in the end, I hope that we all take a moment to, do that internal work with ourselves, and whatever feelings came up, become more solid in your truth and recognize that there's a bigger picture going on, but also take a moment and choose what future we want to see after all of this has played out. Because it could, I think the traditional way of this, it's kind of like a pendulum swinging, so we're going back and forth. When we had protests from one group and then protests from another group, and everybody thinks that they're right, and I'm not saying that they're wrong or anything like that, but I'm just trying to illuminate this pendulum idea. We're kind of swinging back and forth from one dramatic event to another, and eventually we're going to have to stop and go, wait, what is it that we actually want to do here together? Because we're here together, whether we like it or not. So no matter where you're at with this situation, I just want to send you a big virtual hug, because that's all we can do right now, really. I just know that you're getting compassion from me, and you know, if you want to talk about it, I'm open to hear what you have to say. Um, leave your comments and everything in the below. Thanks for listening.